Hi, I'm Alex Weiler. Anyone else feel like we're kind of living through the apocalypse? There's a lot of bad stuff going on right now, and the weight of all of it is kind of crushing. But what if I told you there was a simple action that you could do to make change right now, right here, in your community? You should donate to Southerners on New Ground, a nonprofit community centered liberationist organization that advocates for LGBT and Southerners of color as a direct form of action to help others. I've been a loudmouth queer punk my whole life, and I've always tried to stand up for others and myself, my friends. I believe it's my job to call out white ladies when they're not acting right, and I try to volunteer as much as I can. It's one of the most rewarding parts of my life. I didn't always know how to help, though. It's hard these days to know where to focus your energy. There's a sense of helplessness and futility. It can really wear you down mentally. But, we all need a pick me up. We all need a way to know that it's all going to get better. The bigotry and hate that's so familiar to us in the South, it doesn't have to be our future. And Southerners on New Ground, SONG, is an organization working to heal our communities and empower marginalized people. You can help others make a difference. Here's one problem your donation can solve: pretrial detention, right? It's an unacceptable violation of our human rights. To quote SONG's website, we know Black mothers, broadly defined, hold and nurture our communities. We also know that when Black mothers are kidnapped by the legal system, our communities suffer. A lot of people are in jail just because they can't afford bail. They haven't been convicted of a crime. We just keep them there indefinitely. Sometimes it takes years until people can get their day in court. The United States incarcerates more women than anywhere else, and according to the ACLU Policy Prison Initiative website, a quarter of them have not been convicted of a crime. The ACLU goes on to report that 80% of women in jails are mothers, and usually the primary caretaker of their families. Ironically, mothers are considered more of a flight risk because they have to take care of their families, and so their bail amounts get raised. So they have a disproportionately high risk of pretrial incarceration. The ACLU also reports that a third of women who are incarcerated are lesbian or bisexuals. They get more jail time than straight women, even. What can we do as a community to stop this unfair discrimination? How do we help the most vulnerable among us, lesbian and bisexual mothers of color, who, according to the Center for American Progress's website, are part of 51% of all same-sex families? This is a specific problem and has a specific solution. SONG is part of the National Bailout Formation. It's an establishment of 12 different organizations working to reform the bail system. SONG in particular established the Black Mamas Bailout Action to help reunite moms charged with nonviolent crimes like misdemeanors with their families. They take the money received through these donations and they pay bail directly. It's a simple solution, but it starts to heal the injustice done to these mothers. No one has the power to fix the world in a day, but wouldn't it be great if you could go to sleep tonight knowing you helped reunite a family? By donating to SONG, you directly impact your community. SONG's chapter in Durham is very active. I learned about them and this fund through the RDU music scene. Knowing my donation goes to help my friends and acquaintances in their organizing efforts, it feels a lot better than donating to some vague national organization. I know what happens to that money after I donate. Supporting your community can be pretty easy if you just try. And this community support makes a real, tangible difference. Ruth Graham reported for Slate's website that on Mother's Day in 2017, Black Mamas Bailout Action freed 30 moms who were stuck in jail just because they couldn't afford the bail. They got to go home for Mother's Day because of this community organizing effort. And I've seen this happen, this discrimination that I'm talking about, in our town. At a medical imaging office just down the road from my house, there was a racist white woman at the desk and a Black mother who was there for an appointment, and she ran a little late, but she needed the imaging so that she could continue to get her chemotherapy on schedule. And the white woman at the desk said, "Oh, I'll call the other offices in town, see who can fit you in today." But instead of doing that, she actually just called the cops. And when the cops arrived, the mom had a seizure and her leg touched a cop's boot as she was seizing, and they charged her with assault upon an officer. She was stuck in jail until trial because she couldn't afford to pay the bail. Shouldn't we do better than this? Can't we all agree this is just no way to act towards each other? We can do something to prevent this kind of thing from happening. And now you know one way to help. Donate to Song. They advocate for LGBT Southerners and Southerners of color. Specifically, donate so that their Black Mama bailout action can stop this needless suffering. It happens here, in this town, in this county, in our state, in our community. And it's our responsibility to help love and empower each other. The problems we've created, we can help fix. Direct action is needed, and I've told you today one way to help. So please, on this Mother's Day, consider donating at least $1 to southernersonnewground.org. More than ever, our society is feeling the pain of isolation. With your donation, you can bring us just a little bit closer. I would like to open the floor to audience questions now. Thank you.